Good afternoon. Happy Friday. This is Sean Bell of the Dekker Hewett Group. It was a positive week here for most North American benchmarks as we really snapped back following that period of indigestion that we did see in the markets a few weeks back. As I mentioned in last week's Market Watch Weekly, we figured it was the Fed and its tapering commentary that had been moving markets, not necessarily the Omicron variant. And as this week's market performance would show, that was probably the case, as well as we also had data come out saying that the variant was not nearly as severe as prior variants out there. So this obviously helps support a risk-on environment this week. But really moving markets is this continued conversation here around inflation, which we did see come out in the United States this morning at a 6.8% run rate on an annualized basis. That is the highest number that we've seen in almost 40 years. So, of course, that is definitely dictating the conversation and direction of markets right now, along with the Fed that's probably going to announce an earlier than expected tapering process. We have commentary coming out on that next week. A lot of people are saying that you might see an end of the Fed tapering process in March or early spring of next year. So this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a risk-off environment, but it does mean that investors should definitely focus on sort of the inflationary names, the ones that have pricing power and can pass along inflationary pressures towards consumers. So think of perhaps consumer staples, energy, grocery names, right? So we've sort of tilted the accounts towards things like that in the past couple months. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a risk-off environment. Rather, it's probably more of a balanced approach for next year. The market is definitely not going to be as rewarding to all investors as it has been the last 2 years. It's definitely going to be more of a stock pickers market. So that's going to be a little bit more of our commentary to investors over the coming weeks and as we get into 2022. Hope everyone enjoys the weekend. We'll end it there and we'll talk to you again next week. Cheers.